Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Tony's Morning Show. I'm Tony T with you every day at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time, giving life your plays for today's card. And on today's show, a picture here from the free bowl games. 3 bowls up on the board today. NBA coming heavy here with a 14-game card from the NBA. We've got a few in college. We better get up early because there's some afternoon games. Just one in prime time and 1 at 6 Eastern Time. So it's an early start in college basketball today. Hockey loads us up before their break. So, guys, make sure you hit that subscribe. We greatly appreciate it. It really helps us build up our audience when you do that. And, of course, let's say hello to Rod, and we'll get right to the picks as we don't mess around here on the Tony Six Morning Show. Rod, what's happening?
Not much, Tony. Nice winning Monday. Can't complain. Shout out the 49ers. Kind of figured. And that was going to be the case for me. It was my game of the year. Monday night game of the year football play. I just absolutely love the 49ers. I think it was the spot. Knowing that you seen the Colts defense the week before give up a whole lot of yards against the team that just couldn't punch it into the end zone. Well, we know the 49ers are starting to heat up, and I knew they were going to punch a few into the end zone, and we cruised to the easy win and cover there. And I still play on the I passed on the hockey. We got a college basketball winner. Split their 4-2 day, I believe it was, on the slate. So, hey, that's a little winning day. Heading on into Tuesday's action, they just said loaded card in the NHL, loaded NBA card. Why? Because it's NHL last day, they take a couple days off. NBA, basically, they take one day off and then throws some Christmas games, and then right back at it again is the NBA. But hey, loaded action today. Looking forward to it. Definitely some spots to making some money here on Tackle the Book Tuesday.
Yeah, look, exactly. I had that Colt game way wrong. That one goes way over. I was under, and also missed had Utah State think Washington State with the coaching changes and all that. But man, you kind of look up and down there. I saw their schedule. They played JMU tough. They played Ole Miss tough. They played well down the stretch. But I just thought sometimes you get those coaching changes and chaos goes. It's been the case for most part of the bowl season, but Utah State just not up to snuff there. And that
defense hung in there, I think, is what happened there. The Washington State defense, the Cougars, the defense held them in there, slowed up the Utah side of things. Defense didn't change much on offense. They plugged and played and some new guys, and away they went. So, it is what it is there.
It is what it is. It was the bowl season, so we'll get to the bowl game.
Bowl season.
Bowl season here. We're getting loaded with 3 of them here. Toledo and Louisville head-to-head here. Louisville going to be laying 9.5, total 43.5. Of course, Toledo's head coach exits the program to UConn there. And we got Western Kentucky and Southern Miss. Southern Miss's head coach moves on over to Memphis. Yeah, he went from Marshall to Southern Miss, now to Memphis. Gets a group of 2 schools. Western Kentucky favored on the road to 1. Favored to 1 here. Both your side total 58.5. UNLV in Ohio here. We got UNLV favored 6.5. Total 66.5, but Ohio's head coach gets axed for drinking on the job. Well, not drinking in his office and some other shenanigans with students. We'll just leave it there.
A little nip for breakfast, a little Irish coffee to get the day going. Tough gig in Ohio.
Man, it gets cold in Ohio, man. You got to warm it up a little bit. Coffee just can't get that done. Yes. Weather reports share some wind here in the game between Louisville and Boca Raton here. 75 degrees, but 20 per mile hour wind is forecasted here. Southern Miss is in New Orleans Bowl. That'll be in a dome. And in the Ohio, that's Frisco Bowl. We never get weather for Frisco for some reason. I don't know why it doesn't show up. Frisco Bowl in Frisco, Texas. Should have looked that one up. Well, we'll get it here. Started here with Rod. What do you got?
Yeah, you look at it's gonna be chilly in the Frisco Bowl weather-wise, but they're not expecting not to damper the points total in this one because look, it's 66.5 is the total in this game. So expected to see some offense. We've seen that UNLV defense slowly start to get better as the season went along. You remember they were putting themselves behind the 8 ball, getting behind early, giving up like way early touchdowns. The next, you turn around, they're down 21-0. But that defense has gotten a little bit better. I think 66, way too many points. I'm going to take the under there, UNLV, Ohio. I lean UNLV too. It went up. The whole shenanigans with the coach in Ohio and stuff. So I like the under. I like UNLV. And then Louisville led 9. I'm not laying 9 with the Louisville squad. I don't even care if they're healthy or what. They're in their games. They're what are they 4-8 ATS wise this season, and laying it's up to 9.5. I see 9.
Well, I think what happened is because it looks like a third string quarterback to start for Toledo because their starter is opting out, and then their backup is hurt. Their backup is hurt, so that's why we've seen that line move up that way.
QB game manager handed to the running back. They got enough weapons around there. They're called the Rockets for a reason. I'll take the Toledo Rockets. I'm not trusting Louisville to blow out the Rockets here. I know it's two different conferences, not even close head-to-head wise, but I'm not jumping aboard the steam train that says jump aboard the Louisville and drink the purple Kool-Aid at 9.5. Nope, can't do it. I'll take Toledo plus the 9.5. It's got backdoor cover written all over it. Toledo doesn't win it outright. I know what Louisville defense does. If they don't want to tackle, they ain't going to tackle. And this is exactly what we can see here with this Louisville defense. Don't trust them. Not going to lay 9.5 with them, that's for sure. As we seen yesterday in that Washington game, defense can come to play. So I'll take the 9.5 points you're going to give me there.
Yeah, from Rod. Yeah, Louisville is a team that had their eyes on an ACC title. Then they went on a 3-game lose streak late in November, which kind of screwed up their season. They got the win against Kentucky, but those 3 losses in conference just destroyed this team because they had their eye on an ACC title. Who knows? Maybe even a playoff spot. No way they were doing. But man, they choked those 3 down the stretch, and it ruined their season. We saw that with who else had lost 3 and ruined their season? I think we saw that with another team. It was it was that Memphis game, right? They lost 3, and they lost in their bowl game. Yeah, this is a team I want to stay. I don't want least confident in this game, by the way, because Toledo does have some starters on defense that are out, and they're using a third string quarterback. By the way, the gentleman in the chat did make a good point. He did put up some good numbers, but the dude saw just spot action throwing the ball 4 or 5 times a game. But he's a running style quarterback, and maybe that's effective in bowl games when you play these defenses that are maybe half in, half out, right? And by the way, 21-mile-an-hour winds, we may see some running. So if you got a running style quarterback, that may be beneficial here for this Toledo team. But I'm just staying away from this game. You got a lot of defensive starters out here for Toledo because of the transfer coach leaving. So I'll stay away. Toledo, usually your best defensive teams in these small conferences, they get poached. You know how that works, right? They get poached from that's really what we've seen here with this NIL is we saw this in Summit League in college basketball. There was such a good 3-point shooting teams hitting 40%. Wow, look at all these Summit teams hitting 40%. Let's poach their 3-point shooters. And look what happened at Summit League, right? It's gone the other way now. So that's what's going on. I like Western Kentucky here. You get it. I like Tisdale Jr. I like what he's thrown. You look at 3 of his past 4 games, 71% completion rate or greater. It's in a dome, so he'll be able to throw the football here. Of course, Southern Miss loses their head coach, Charles Huff. Of course, he's taking the Memphis job. WKU has no coaching changes, no major players opting out, and I like what I've seen from Tisdale Jr. I'll look at Western Kentucky in that one. Yeah, I agree with Rod. I like UNLV here to get it done here against Ohio, dealing with the coaching scandal. This Ohio team when you look at Ohio, maybe this is why the coach was drinking. This team should have been in the MAC title game. They had so much talent with a good quarterback, and they choked it away, losing games here to Ball State, and they had another bad loss in there. Who else did they beat? But man, they should have been in that. They should have been in that MAC title game. This to me, is a disappointment for them because this team should have been better than this. I like what I'm seeing from Anthony Calandria. Of course, also when you fire the head coach like this, it puts all the assistants' jobs in jeopardy. Because didn't you know this was happening? You didn't say anything. You know how that goes, right, Rod?
Right? How do you not? How does the assistant coach not notice that? Wow, maybe someone might want to look at those assistant coaches. Maybe their water bottle's got a little more than water in it as well. yeah, it could have been. Maybe it wasn't just the coach. This also could have been an excuse. I think they just wanted him out. I really do. Nothing like telling him the coach was in the office drinking. So just throw the coach under the bus. This could be exactly what they're doing here. But yeah, I don't know how the assistant coach doesn't notice that the coach is drinking. Because I'm telling you definitely notice when the coworker's drinking. And the thing is, times.
So you're right here as an assistant coach. You got to think your job is on line too, right? So you're probably worried about your job. You're probably looking for work out, So I just think this could be a situation where there's not enough prep here for Ohio because these assistant coaches feel their jobs in jeopardy because I can easily see the athletic director interviewing these assistants, say, "Did you see anything? How did you not know? Not tell us." So
Right.
they may just wipe out. They may wipe out all the assistants. That's kind of how business works.
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
One bad apple ruins the bunch, right? It's just kind of one of those things. It's like, how do you not notice? Like, I'm telling you, I've worked with a couple people that we've had to step in, and it was like, man, come on, man. I mean, we could tell that you're having a couple mid shift. It doesn't work so well, and I noticed as a coworker when they're a little bit, hey, you're getting a little tipsy. So notice that the coach was a little tipsy. Very good at hiding it, I guess. But and then also somebody doesn't want to say anything too, right?
Yeah, they don't want to say
Sometimes
nothing.
Maybe
that's
it's
not your job.
They see something, and it's just like they turn a blind eye and look the other way. I'm worried about the defense, guys. I'm not worried about what the coach is doing over there.
Yeah. Well, if it's vodka, I can't smell it. Yeah, if he was drinking vodka, you can't smell it. So maybe that's the that's the thing there. I didn't know. I didn't know he was acting irrational. I couldn't tell. He's a head coach. These guys are all crazy, So
he's always crazy going forward on 4th and 3. What are you talking about?
I was that loss at Ball State on the road that just turned him, man. We should have.
I think it was the Western Michigan one. Didn't they lose to Western Michigan on the road? Or was that the one at Western Michigan?
2 road games.
I think it was.
Yeah, I think
it was the Western Michigan one. Might have put him right up and over the edge.
This team with Parker Navarro, they had the team to get to the MAC title game. That's a big disappointment for them. There, but I'll look at the UNLV there. All right, let's continue here on the Tony S'more Show. Turn right into this 14-game card here from the NBA, and they give us 14 games here, and let's see what we go here. We'll do blocks of 4 as we usually do here. So let's take a look here at the first 4. We'll get the injury reports ready to roll here for this NBA mega card here for a Tuesday. We start here with Nets and Sixers. We see the Sixers 10, 9.5, total 18.5. Wizards and Hornets. Hornets, your back-to-back team here. Charlotte laying 5.5, 6, total 233. Bucks and Pacers. Here it's the Bucks 1.5, total 18.5. One the block with Raptors and Heat. Heat here 5.5, total 228.5. We'll take a look here at these games. Nets and Sixers. Here we got Highsmith, Powell, Cam Thomas still out for Brooklyn. Seraph is probable. For the Sixers, no Oubre, no Watford. Grimes and Edgecombe and Barlow here are questionable. And Embiid here probable. We go to Washington and Charlotte. We got Whitmore out. Coulibaly and Bagley here are questionable. For Charlotte, we have no Williams, Sexton, Plumlee, Kalkberger listed as questionable there in those games. And what else we have here in this block? Let's see what we're going. We're doing Toronto. We're doing also Toronto, and we're doing Miami. All right, let's see what we got here in these other games here. Scrolling down here, Milwaukee and Indiana. We've got Giannis and Prince out with Indiana. Nesmith, Shepard, Obi Toppin out. Jackson and McConnell are questionable. Toronto and Miami. RJ still out for Toronto with Portal. For Miami, no Hero, no Jovic, no Larson. Of course, we know the situation was Rozier. We'll go over to Rod.
Yeah, you look at this Raptors squad, definitely nice and rested heading into this matchup. You look couple of days off. We seen them at the after that little break there in Vegas. It was they went into Miami and got themselves a nice little win, 106-96, and that was without Barrett as well. Then went in beat up the Giannis-less Bucks, and then lost a couple. So Raptors coming into this one is the Heat looking for a little bit of revenge, as they say. I don't know. Tell this Heat team looks right. They've got to one win in their last 8. I don't like what I've seen. I'll grab the Raptors plus the 5.5 again. I think they keep it close even without Barrett playing there. And then the Hornets laying 5.5. No, thank you. I don't want to lay 5.5 with the Hornets on a back-to-back spot here. I'll take the Wizards plus the 5.5, but I think the better play. Give me the over 232.5. I think no defense played there. Hornets on the back-to-back. They definitely can scoop up some rebounds, get some second chance points. I think that cruises into the 240s. I know looking at the 76ers, I think it was going to be a blowout there. The Nets, that thing ticked up to 10. 10s are popping up there in that 76ers game. I think a bunch of those guys are going to play, so I'll lay it with the 76ers. I think that's a big blowout win of the Nets there in that one. 76ers starting to turn things around. playing some pretty good ball down over their last 10 games. I'll lay it there with the 76ers. Wish I would have got the 9.5, but it's now at 10 most places. I probably might be able to dig me out a 9.5 if I look a little bit, shot my number, as I say. I'm going to find one. Give me the 76ers lay the 9.5 there.
Yeah, from Rod. Tell you what, I think it's these games. Y'all be going button heads with Rod. I like the Nets here. I like what the Nets are doing defensively over the past 2 weeks, allowing 43% shooting, just 29% from three. We've seen bouts of poor shooting from the Sixers at times here over the past 2 weeks. They have covered 5 of 6, but despite the poor shooting, so I'll look at taking all those points here with Brooklyn. Yeah, I agree here. I'll take the Wizards here plus the points. Wizards showing some good defense over the past 2 weeks, allowing 43% shooting. 32% from three. Hornets defense has been atrocious here of late, so I'll take Washington here at that plus price. Yeah, Toronto and Raptors, the teams that can't win, teams that can't cover. Give me the team at least that's shown a pulse on defense of late. That's been Toronto. Give me the plus points with Toronto. You look at the Heat over the past 2 weeks, giving up 49% shooting, 41% from three. Raptors in the better defensive form, so I'll look at them in that spot. And I'll got to look at Indiana here in this Milwaukee team on the road, just 3-10 on the road. Bad defensive team, almost a -9 net rating on the road this season. Pacers have covered 4 of 7 with defense. What we said about this Pacers team, if you can't shoot, you better play defense. So that's what we're seeing here. Pacers over the past 2 weeks defending the 3-point shot pretty well and holding teams just over 46% shooting. I'll look at Indiana in that spot. All right, let's continue here on the Tony's Morning Show as we continue on with the next games here for today. We'll go here in this block of 4 Pelicans and Cavs. We've seen the Cavs here laying 9.5, total 244.5. Bulls and Hawks, they had a wild one. To 150 a couple days ago. Hawks 4.5, total 253.5. Boy, that's a high total. Nuggets and Mavericks here. We got the Nuggets 7.5. We're seeing 6.5 start to pop up now, total 235.5. We'll end the block with Knicks and Timberwolves. Should be a good matchup here, but the Timberwolves favored big here. 8.5 for the Timberwolves, total 228.5. Let's take a look at the injury report here for these sets of games. All right, we're going to go over to Chicago, Atlanta. Chicago, I mean, after a game where they combined for 305 points, no injuries. The clean injury report there. I guess if you play no defense, you don't get hurt. So no injuries there. But for Atlanta, it's Daniels, Dante Porzingis out. Gee is questionable. We're looking at New Orleans and Cleveland. The Pelicans have DeJounte Murray out. Jones questionable. And for Cleveland, it's Mobley, Nance, and Strus out there for Cleveland there. And in the game between, let's see what's up, Denver, Dallas, we got Bates, Braun, and Gordon out for Denver. On the Mavericks side, well, Irving's still going to show. Some of these guys that have not been ruled for the season, they're going to show up in the injury report. Chrissy and Williams are both questionable. Knicks and Timberwolves, a good one here. But OG and Brunson are out. Oh, you just screwed up the game. OG, Brunson, McBride, Schmidt, and Yabusele out for the Knicks. Ingles out. McDaniels questionable because that explains the big line with Minnesota. We go over to Rod.
Yeah, that explains the big line with Minnesota. So lay it with Minnesota there, the 8. And then it's just I don't trust the Knicks on the road anyways. And now you got those guys out, even better. I'll lay it with Minnesota. And I think the Bulls and Atlanta, I think you do get the same type of scoring at 253. I don't want to chase a total. I'll just grab the Bulls there plus the 4. I think they can keep it close. Laying it is there's a couple things that I don't do. And Atlanta is a favorite at home. It's definitely a don't do. I'll grab the Bulls plus the 4 in that one. And then guess what? This Pelicans team playing some they're balling, as they say. 9-1 ATSY has been making us some money. So my play of the day yesterday in the NBA was the Pelicans. As I alluded to, they were a favorite. And here in this back-to-back spot, guess what? They play pretty well out on the road in the back-to-back spot. 2-0 ATSYs here in the back-to-back spot are the Pelicans. Why? Because they're getting 9.5. The Cavs can't even cover themselves with a blanket right now, much less cover themselves with 9.5 points. No chance. I'll take the Pellies plus the 9.5 there in that one.
That's right. You know, when you're a guy, when you're a dude and you have a last name as Queen, you got to be a tough guy. This Derek Queen has been getting it done there for the Pelicans. So you got Queen and Williamson. That's a pretty good combination there. So I'll get to that game in a second, but I agree with Rod. I like the Bulls here plus 4.5 here. Bulls have been shooting the ball lights out here. And of course, the Hawks are doing what we know they do. They just can't defend. They failed to cover 5 straight bad defensive play here from the Hawks. Look at them over the past 2 weeks, giving 52% shooting, 44% from three. This is the Hawks team we know and love that can't play defense and can't cover. We'll take the Bulls there plus the 4.5. Yeah, I agree with Rod. I like the Pelicans here. This is a team that covers against a Cleveland team that just can't cover. This one here. Cavs have failed to cover 10 of 12. Poor shooting there. Pelicans, look at the shooting for the Pelicans the past 2 weeks, 49%, 44% from three, and they're defending the three-point line. They had Zion coming off the bench the other night. That might be the way to do it with Zion. Just can't count on him to start. Just get him off the bench there. So, and boy, look at the Cavs defense over the past 2 weeks. Give them 50% shooting, 40% from three. How do you score 139 points on Charlotte and can't cover the game? You got to ask yourself that question, man. Charlotte got into the back door, left the back door wide open for Charlotte, and they covered that game last night, man. Ooh, that's brutal. When you think about that, just think about that, right? You play Charlotte, you're laying less than, I think you're laying 9 in that game, right? You score 130. Okay, we're going to cover this game. You put up 139. Nope, can't do it. You get 132 to the Hornets. Yikes. Give me the Pelicans in that spot. Yeah, I'm going to stay away from that. Well, yeah, I'm going to stay away from the Minnesota, New York. I'm not very confident in. A lot of injuries in that one, so got to stay away from me. Yeah, Denver and Dallas, I'd probably lean laying it with Denver because they've been so good on the road this year. 12-2 on the road, 125 points per 100 possessions. This Mavericks team just can't shoot. I don't think they can keep their shooting percentage the last 2 weeks, so it's 27% from three. But man, without Gordon and without Braun, these dudes are still doing it, man. I thought they stepped back without him, but man, they've been looking good. I got to give Denver credit here. I thought those would be massive injuries to Braun and Gordon, but they're getting it done. Spencer Jones, Peyton Watson, Cameron Johnson's been healthy, back in the lineup. They're getting some work. Hardaway, Bruce Bowen, Valanciunas. Of course, they got Strother back healthy. So they're getting it done. I don't trust this Mavericks team to keep up with the scoring here. Of course, Anthony Davis right now in trade talks as we speak here, as we hit the deadline there. So I'll look at Denver in that spot. All right, let's continue here on the Tony Morning Show as we'll continue here with the NBA. Yeah, Cavs did show some improvement last night on the offensive end, but man, give up 132 to Charlotte. That's not good, man.
Cavs versus the teams with losing records, though. Okay, so here, let's see. We can get improvement. What have they done all year against teams with losing records? 1-8 ATS-wise at home versus teams with losing records. Congratulations. The Squirrel found a nut yesterday and got themselves a win. Didn't get the cover, though, so that's all we care about.
They couldn't cover the spread. And they were up by double digits pretty much the entire game, too. You know,
oh, yeah.
So that's
whole game.
And even late in that game, they were up doubles. I thought that was, I said, oh, man, Charlotte, man, they found some scoring. These dudes found some scoring. Now, block 3 here, we got Thunder Spurs. Now, Thunder 5.5 on the road. Spurs with rest advantage, the home dog, total 234. Grizzlies and Jazz, 2 back-to-backers here. Grizzlies 3.5, total 243.5. Lakers and the Suns, 2 teams with rest here. Suns 6, total 226.5. This is a huge injury game in that one. Magic and Blazers, we got back-to-backers here. Magic coming down from 2 down to 1.5, total 232.5. We'll look at the injury reports here from these games here. Thunder and Spurs. Of course, Thunder on a back-to-back. We got Topic out, but we have a lot of questionables here. Caruso, Dang, Hartenstein, Holmgren, Mitchell, Wiggins, the bad Jalen Williams, all questionable there for OKC. But the good Jalen Williams, Dort, and Alexander have no injury designations there. Wemby, questionable. I read it up. Calf management here for Wemby today, so questionable there. When they say that, you got to worry about that because they're so afraid of that torn Achilles. Anytime anything with a calf, you got to worry about. Lakers and Suns. This is the big one here. 3 shooters out for the Lakers. No Reeves, no Doncic, no Hachimura. Vincent also out for LA. For the Suns, no Green. And, of course, an integral part of the Suns, Green and also Grayson Allen. Grayson Allen is doubtful for that one. Memphis and Utah here. Memphis, again, we see Clark, Edey, Jerome, Concard, Pippen, Small out. We got Williams, Vince Williams questionable. John Morant is questionable there. And on the Utah side, no Niang. Kevin Love, the ageless one, is questionable there in that one. And what else? We have Orlando, Portland. And in this game, no Castleton, Moritz, and Franz Wagner out. Suggs and De Silva questionable for Orlando. On the Portland side, Scoot still out. Holiday still out. Thibault and Wesley still out. Jeremy Grant is questionable. So we've got you covered there with the injuries. We'll have over to Rod.
And for me here, Tough spot. A couple of these spots. Playing 6 with the Suns, not what I normally like to do, but look what the Lakers did in that last game against the Clippers. Didn't even show up. They mustered 88 points and missing a lot of those guys that you mentioned in that game. Expecting LeBron to go off for 40. Good luck in that one. I'll take the Suns. They get the revenge. I think it was 116-114 win for the Lakers back on December 14th earlier. So Lakers got the win in that one. I think the Suns whoop them by 10 plus here in this one. Rest advantage to the Suns as well. So there's a reason that's at 6. I'm not trusting the Lakers and company to keep that close. Lay it with the Sun. What else we got in this spot? Another one I'm looking at here in this spot. Where is it? OKC. It's a light number to be laying with OKC. Why is it 5.5? Because you got a bunch of those guys that are going to be out, right?
Questionable.
But I've seen
yeah, probably out. Oh, yeah, a lot of guys out and Morant questionable. Yeah. No, I'm sorry. Well, OKC. Yeah, a laundry list of questionables in the back-to-back spot.
In the back-to-back spot for OKC, right? So that's probably why it's 5.5. Some of those guys are going to sit, which gives some of their bench guys who love to run a gun some time on the court. So give me the over 233.5 there in that one. A lot of people in the NBA figure they see a bunch of the stars out and they're like, oh, it's going to go way under, right? No, I've seen it go the other way plenty of times. Give me the over 233.5 there in that one. And then we finished the slate, right? We went all the way up to the back-to-back Magic Portland. That's should be a pretty good game there. I'm going to take the over 232. I think we see on the back-to-back, we see shooters shoot. So I think both of those teams fire at will, and we get over. We probably hit into the 240s there in that one. And then, Clippers, congrats. You look good against a beat-up, crappy Lakers squad. Are you going to look half decent here against Houston? I don't know. That's a tough one. That's a real tough one. The Lakers are one of the Clippers are one of those teams that if they have the motivation to get up to play the game, they usually seem to get that spot, but twice in a week and back-to-back? Nah, I can't do it. I'll lay with the Rockets there in that one. I think they beat up on the Clippers. I think the Clippers revert to their bag of butt form that they normally have been. We've seen. They, like I said, they have that rare one moment that they step up and beating the Lakers. Sure, they love pounding up on the Lakers. So let's see here if they can pound up on the Rockets. I don't think so. I think the Rockets come in and beat them up. Just there. The Rockets will be way more into it than the Clippers at all.
And into it, Joe. There you go. From Rod there. I'll give you the injuries of Detroit. Sacramento failed to do that one. Holland out for Detroit. Eubanks, Levine, Sabonis out for Sacramento. Carter, McDermott are questionable. In the Houston game, it's Finney-Smith and Van Fleet out. And for the Clippers, no Jones, no Paul, and their rebounder Zubac is out there. Brook Lopez gets the peg at starting center here for the Clippers. We'll see how that rolls today. But, I can only look at OKC here. Well, the key here with OKC is their best players are playing. So you got in there no injury designation for SGA, for Dort, and the good Jalen Williams. So you got the 3 best players playing for OKC. That's enough, especially with Wemby calf management. That scares me when I see that. And, they're scared of that big man with the Achilles. They worry about it. So I'll lay it with that number with the OKC because their best players are playing this one. Yeah, I can only look at the Suns. There's too many shooters hurt for the Lakers. And also, too, Luka makes the supporting cast better. I don't know if we can say that about LeBron. Right. So downgrade the supporting cast in this one. So I'll take Suns in this one. In that one, Lakers, if I look at the last 2 weeks, just 28% from 3 and giving up 41% from 3 and 48. We know the Lakers can't defend, and now you got guys hurt. Yeah, I can only look at that one there.
Not with what 50 Cent's been tweeting around LeBron lately. So if you look out there in the social media world, 50 Cent's been bashing LeBron a little bit. So when you got 50 Cent breathing down your throat, I don't know. LeBron's in deep trouble. Something's coming down the wire. Watch out. It's gonna be more
trading deadline coming up. They'll be calling. Golden State's on the phone. Golden State. We'll give you Kuminga. We'll give you Kuminga. We'll give you Podziemski. We'll see what they do. Maybe we'll see what happens. Maybe they need more. But can they get older? Will the Golden State get even older? I don't know. We know they've been on the phone with them. We know they wanted him. So we just saw Green get an argument with Kerr yesterday and left the bench angry. took his food and went home.
No, no, right?
Yeah. There's some drama in Golden State right now. Oh yeah, he left the bench. They got in a shouting match. I think they got tied with Kerr. Stop putting up with his BS and challenge him. He lets a lot of nonsense go on over there. So he's like in a substitute. Sometimes he acts like a substitute teacher. Just let the guys do what they want. So I think they want a little more discipline on that Golden State side, especially now with the owner sending an apology note to the season ticket holders and not telling anybody. There's some stuff going on there and going, Kerr maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. Underhanded stuff going on there when you're you don't tell everybody what's going on and have everybody on the same page before you start sending out memos. Nice. You have to hear from down the grapevine from somebody else. Be like, hey, did you hear this? What's going on? I work here and I didn't even hear that. Seriously? One of those moves.
There's
that.
There's going to be a breakup.
That disgruntled some employees real fast.
There's going to be a breakup in Golden State, either coach or the players. So there's going to be I see a breakup coming from this team. So something's going to happen majorly with Golden State because when the owner does that tells you something's going to happen. So get ready for some moves here at trade deadline for these Warriors because you can't. They've been living on the playing game too many times. And that's just not acceptable for this team.
Too many times, John. They don't want that.
Too many times. Yeah, it's just you got to change.
They expect a higher bar set for the Warriors than where it's at right now. They're just trying to leap over the bar when they want them to go flying over the bar and be like, stop messing around here. So
and you also cost ownership money because you're not hosting. We've seen how much these inflated prices are. Just think of the price inflation. We saw that in the World Series and in the playoff game. Just think how much playoff tickets cost in home games, and you're not even getting there in the playoffs. You're just getting this stupid play, getting knocked down the playing rounds. You can't bring any playoff revenue for the team. You need those home days to bring in the revenue because look at the cost of these tickets. That's huge.
Huge.
Now what we see with this hyperinflation with tickets now, like we said, Toronto in those four home World Series games, they made $300 million in ticket sales. Think about that. Now 1,500 a game, 50,000 seat arena, 4 games. Okay, there's a lot of pressure to get those home dates now in the playoffs because there's so much money, and Golden State isn't sniffing that, and it's costing ownership money, and they're pissed off. I don't blame them. I don't blame them. Yeah, I'll look at Utah here. I don't trust Grizzlies here and laying points in elevation. My goodness. They've been playing well of late, but, man, a lot of injuries and the back-to-back spot having to go to elevation here. Utah, I know, had to play last night too, back-to-back teams, but they got shelled in OKC yesterday, this Memphis team. But I'll look at I'll take the points here with the Utah Jazz. Jazz have covered 4 of 5 with spots of good shooting over the past 2 weeks. Yeah, I can't take Sacramento here. Give me Detroit in this spot. I know they're in a back-to-back. They beat Portland by 8 last night. You got a rested Kings team, but this is a team that wants to tank. This Sacramento team. I'll look at the Pistons here to lay it in that one. Boy, I don't want nothing to do with Orlando. Orlando has just gone downhill without Franz Wagner. It's kind of like the Barrett impact that we saw with Toronto, right? No Franz Wagner, and this Orlando team has played horribly of late. Orlando's failed to cover 8 of 9 with bad defense. That's the problem. I got to take Portland as that small home dog in the spot. Yeah, I don't know. I don't trust the Clippers, man. I'll stay away from that. And also, Houston's been getting a little rough and tough in some of their games. There's been a lot of chatter, a lot of benches clearing with nothing going on. There we saw that Houston game. Houston there, and I think it was Denver. They had a really good matchup there where they got heated there. So, of course, it's from the coach, but I'll stay away from that one. I'm no confidence in that one. All right, let's continue here on Tony's Morning Show. I'll return our attention over to college basketball here. Of course, in college hoops, we just asked Capper, just give us what you got. We'll get into blocks when we get into late December, early January here. Note the start times. A lot of day action today. Only one game at 7 Eastern or later. We got a couple at 6 Eastern. After that, it's nothing but day games there. So, Rod, college hoops, give us what you got.
First one, let's kick off the day. We're going to take Army here over Binghamton. Binghamton is awful on the road. 0-6 on the road straight up. This team's not good. 3-10 this season. Army's this line has risen for good reason. Army's a better squad. I think I got them by 15 plus, so I'll lay it with Army early there in that matchup. And then another one I'm looking at, I like the over here between Grambling and Ohio State. It's a 152.5. Grambling will be able to chip in enough points here to do their part for the total wise. I think this Ohio State squad here at home drops like 90 on Grambling there. And we cruise over the 152.5. I don't know if they cover 30 because I think Grambling can get into the 60s. And if you get into the 60s, it's going to be close tight on a 30-point spread for Ohio State. So I like the over there as a better play. And then Harvard, congrats to Harvard playing all right ball. You're just out of your element here. You're going on against a St. John's team that's going to love nothing better than to run you out off the court. And I think they win by 30 plus. I'll lay it with St. John's over Harvard in that one. And then you look at Villanova taking on Seton Hall here. Hey, it's these two teams do not like each other. Both teams playing some pretty good ball to start the season. Villanova has been dominant over Seton Hall, but I think this is a spot that Seton Hall gets themselves a little bit of payback for the losses that they've had to Villanova. Time for things to go a little bit the other way. I like Seton Hall. They are the better team here going against Nova and again a little bit of payback, as I say, because Nova's dominated the head-to-head series over the last few seasons, but not this year. I think Seton Hall is the better squad. I'll lay the 2 there with Seton Hall at home in that matchup. That's the big primetime game of the night. Looking forward to that one.
Yeah, that's the prime timer there. They give us a good conference action there, and I'll agree with you. I like Seton Hall here, this short price at home here. Seton Hall, we've seen them here having a pretty good home record and really shooting the ball, but the defense over the past month, 41% shooting, allowing 29% from 3, but hitting almost 50% from the field. And also, too, when you look at Villanova this year, there are some issues here. They are 344th in the nation in three-point defense, and they're not defending the three-point ball very well, and they struggle at the line, just hitting 69%. A game like this with this line at this number, you better make your free throw. So I'll look here at Seton Hall as well. All right, let's continue here on the Tony Morning Show. We'll turn to the hockey card. All right, what do you want to do with hockey? Because I know there's situations where we have, goalie situations. Do you want to just give us what you got, and you'll cover it more later in the day?
Yeah, because we're going to go there's a couple of people who are going to go over the big hockey slate. So I'll give you what you got here. I'll give you a couple like I normally do, and then tune in a couple hours for the Daily Dangle. Like I said, I've got worked out written on all these games, but I've got a couple that I'm quite sure that I'm sure of who's going to go and who's not going to go. If you want to tune into the Daily Dangle this afternoon, and we'll get you covered on every game going. I'll give you a look or a lean or a side on or a total on all these games going. So I'll give you a couple here to start in the hockey segment early, because there's a couple games that what time does this hockey start today? Let's see. I think we might have it
4 o'clock Eastern. 4 Eastern. Pittsburgh
so
and Maple
4
Leafs,
Eastern,
4
right?
Eastern. Yeah. All
right. So looking at that Pittsburgh taking on the Maple Leafs here. You look at Pittsburgh. They've fallen off a cliff. 2-4-4. Leafs not playing the greatest hockey right now. 4-4-2. But it's looking like it's going to be good old Stu Skinner getting the start for the Penguins. And sorry, but it's pick on Stu again. I think you got to go with the Leafs there in that matchup. It's just a good spot for Toronto. They're at home going against with the familiar goalie of Stuart Skinner. We've seen Skinner go from one team to another. No defense in front. I think the Penguins play even worse defense than what the Oilers do in front. They love to turn the puck over and leave Stu in trouble. So give me the Leafs there at the coin flip price of that matchup. And then another one I'll give you for this the early slate. Where are we looking here? We got 2. I'll give you 2 more. First one, we're looking at Dallas taking on Detroit, right? You look at Dallas here in this spot. Dallas just playing better hockey. This is the team that I think could beat the Colorado Avalanche. This is this Dallas squad. Look, 8-2 last 10. Detroit, hey, 7-2 last 10. They're giving you a nice little plus price on Detroit at home here to snag the win, right? Yeah, don't do it. Take Dallas. That's where all the value is. You only have to lay a minus 120 there in that matchup. You look, Dallas, when they allow 2 goals or less this year alone, 16-1 the following game. What have they done over the last 2 seasons, this Dallas squad, when they allowed 2 or less goals in the previous game? 27-3. Only one way to go. Take the Dallas Stars there in that one. And then I'll give you we got some original 6 to get to later this afternoon. We got the Battle of Alberta going on tonight as well. We got Seattle on the back-to-back spot. We got the Sharks in to take Vegas. So some good action. We got 2 hot teams. We got Ottawa taking on Buffalo. Got you covered on that one too. Big game. So definitely tune into the Daily Dangle here in a couple hours. We'll get you covered on all those hockey games. There's some good spots to make some money today in hockey. So tune into the Daily Dangle, 1 p.m. Eastern. We'll get you covered there. Sure.
p.m. Eastern.
Steve said he was going to join in and on that, and Ronald's trying to tune in as well. But either way, I'll be there, and I'll get you covered on all the hockey. See you there.
14-game card. We got to get the morning skates in. We got to get the goalie confirmations. You'll get the really good plays there with Rod, 1 p.m. each time here on the Daily Dangle here. All right, let's continue here on the Tony Sports Show. Now it's time for our Parlay Pro segment, where our cappers giving a parlay, team player prop, game of the future. Back to Rod.
All right, we're going to go with a basketball for you here this morning. We're going to take the Pelicans plus the points. We're going to take the Bulls plus the points. And then we're going to throw in St. John's to whoop it up in college basketball. I think they win by 30 plus. Throw that into that parlay. Little 3-team parlay for you there today.
My 3-teamer today will be UNLV here from college football to lay it there against Ohio. I'll also take the points with the Pelicans, and I will be on Seton Hall in college hoops. All right, we got you through that. Now it's time to see what our cappers have for sale over at Tony's Picks. Head into a big week here of action here from holiday week. With a lot of NFL, college football bowls, the playoffs coming up here on the weekend. Link in the description will take you right over our site at tonysix.com, where our best bets and premium plays up there on the board for you. Of course, Rod had a great year in college hoops for this year as well. So, Rod, what do you have for sale today over at Tony's Picks?
I'm free over at Tony's Picks today. I got my 10-star college basketball play of the day. I've got my NHL bottle rocket play of the day. We're 4-1 on it. What else we got? I think I got a bowl game going as well. So you can scoop that up bowl-wise. We've also got an NBA play. Or, hey, you can get all those plays. I got 3 best bets of 3 different sports. But that's all thrown into one big package for you, where it's Tackle the Book Tuesday. Biggest slate as we head into Christmas. So got you covered. There's a couple of hockey in there. There's the my college basketball play of the day is thrown in there as well, and the bowl play. It's all in one package there for you. So grab that Tackle the Bookie Tuesday. Or, hey, better yet, we got a loaded week of action. We maybe Christmas Eve, 1 game, but we're right back at it. Christmas Day, Boxing Day, and then by the weekend, we're back deep into it for the rest of Week 17. And, NFL Week 17 kicks off on Christmas Day. So definitely jump aboard something long-term here at Tony's Picks. That is the way to go. I cover multiple sports. So when you cover multiple sports instead of having to buy all these packages individually, the way to go is to jump aboard long-term. Take advantage of that 2-for-1 pass. Pair me and Tony up, and let's have ourselves a nice winning Christmas week together. Don't forget Tony T at checkout. Save 15% off. But let's have a big, big winning week. I'm excited about this week's action.
That's right. Big winning week here from Rod over at Tony Picks. See all the plays up there. Best bets. Maybe consider those long-term subscriptions. You guys like that 7-day pass, especially with all the sports overlapping, all the football, all the basketball, the hockey. Again, with Rod over at Tony's Picks. As he said, promo code Tony T saves that 15% off at checkout. 2-for-1 capper promotion. Just click 2-for-1 capper. Select Rod as your number 1 capper, and then pick your second capper there with and myself, if you'd like, with the 2-for-1 capper promotion, and save even more. All right, I got a best bet on the board for you right now from college football. I'll have more for you as well. So get on board with me over at Tony's Picks and get signed up with you here, guys. Every day at 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. It is the Tony Picks Morning Show. Appreciate you guys. If you hit that like, hit that subscribe, we greatly appreciate that. And of course, our YouTube channel filled with lots of great content, lots of live shows. We have 5 live shows over our channel. And of course, all of those live shows, we take your interactions in the live chat. Of course, our morning show kicks off the day here at 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. And then, of course, we've got the Daily Dangle. We've got the Happy Hour. We also have the look ahead with Alessandro. Night moves there with Ramon. So we're really covered with you with lots of great content here. Just hit Tony's Picks here. That'll take you right to our playlist. Land on our YouTube homepage, I should say there. So live shows, our compilation videos are up there, and BA and more will be up for you right now. Our props are up right now as well. So lots of great content coming in. Shorts, college football, picks, and more here up on the channel. NBA up there as well. So we're locked and loaded, guys, here for this big week, big day of action here for you guys in our shorts sections as well. And, of course, we mentioned our live shows. Just hit the live tab. Go to watch the replay of all our live shows by hitting the live tab. And you can see here all the live shows from Night Moves to the Happy Hour at 5 Eastern Time, Daily Dangle at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, Night Moves 3 a.m. Eastern Time, and, of course, the Look Ahead show here at midnight Eastern Time. So 5 live shows, guys. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. Of course, Rod, you're coming back in a few hours here with that Daily Dangle.
Yeah, definitely tune in. A couple hours, 1 p.m. Eastern. We'll got you covered on the Daily Dangle. We'll cover over every game on the board in the NHL today as we head into the Christmas break. So definitely tune in into that show there.
Very good, guys. So like, subscribe, set notifications. We greatly appreciate that. All right, back again here tomorrow here on Choice Morning Show. New Year's Eve game with a single bowl game. Then back on Christmas as well here on the morning with your content from the football and more. All right, appreciate everybody in the chat. Great, Kel Dog. Always great to see and hear you in the channel, and of course all the folks in here that have Andrew, KD. Thank you as always for joining us in the show. And, of course, we'll see. It's never that easy. We'll see how that one rolls there. All right, that's going to do it here for the show. We're back again tomorrow. Any closing thoughts, Rod, before we close it out?
Hey, make it a good one. I love today's slate. There's lots of action. Somebody said they're looking for an early one. Take Army. All the sheep are on Army, and I love I joined the sheep herd today. Bingham is not good. Not good. Army by 15 plus. It wasn't 7.5. It's up to 11.5. I got it at 15 plus. They wood up on Binghamton today. So somebody asked about an early one. That's the early one.
I like Maxi. I like Maxi points today, by the way, Bruce Green. There, someone asked about Maxi. Edge comes questionable. As long as George doesn't hog the ball, we're okay. So an MB might not play, so they're going to have to shoot from the outside. That's right. Indeed. All right, guys, that'll do it for the show. We're going to wake up out of you guys. You guys make it a winning one. We're back tomorrow here on the Tony Six Morning Show.